Hello, this is Vance, and this is Friday, January the 25th, 2013, and these are the CL trades for today. Well, it was a pretty good day. We didn't have a lot of movement until later on this afternoon, or later on in the morning anyway, after 10:30. However, up until that time, it was pretty much. I thought it was really going to be a range day, and there was a couple of trades, a couple of false starts this morning, but I'll talk about those. The idea is that nothing's perfect. So when price got down to this level here on the overnight, and that is at 95.76, and it got as high as just before the open as 96.56. So that was roughly 75, 80 ticks, which wasn't a really large range. I mean, the opening price price opened yesterday at 96.01, so right at $96 level, dropped down, came back up. I didn't get to my charts till 8:45 or so there's a little bit of a lag. There's a decent setup right here, and I was thinking when I first sat down, when I looked at this, there's a first leg up. I think maybe it was a first leg up, maybe not quite that high, maybe around here or something. Kind of false, pulled back, two pulled up from this high, pulled back to here. Could have been another leg up, but it was a pretty decent setup. If it was regular trading hours, I'd probably been well over that. There's a little bit of overlap here, but price makes a new high. That's first failure down, second failure down, two failures down. Going long right here would have been a good trade, but it's pre-market, and we've got support here. There's a lot of good reasons to take this trade, and if you trade the pre-market and took that trade, that would have been it worked out quite well. This is the first trade for me. This was a second entry short. It was off the double tops here. It was close enough to, it was very close to the high. It was really rejection more than anything else. You can see price attempted to go up first time, failed, up the second time, failed, and it's a second entry short. So you can see the price makes a new low here. First entry, second entry, so second entry short. And this one worked out. It went all the way down to where I thought where the support, this double bottom area was. Now, when it bounced here the first time, this is price goes down the first time, it failed. Attempt to go the second time, it failed. I almost took a trade right here. Almost did, but I didn't. And the only reason I didn't was because I wasn't 100% sure that we weren't going to test this bottom. And so, this one was fine, but this one, because with this rejection here, I didn't take it. But when it came back and retested it, it went up, it came back and retested it. Then when this bar closed, I went long right here. And it almost gave me my 15 ticks. The problem is it bounced right off my order and it didn't fill. And so it rejected and immediately failed. So again, this right here is a second entry short. Now, because I was in on this trade, I didn't, I realize this now, as second entry short, it took me out of break even. So no harm, no foul there. This, again, price goes down, it fails, down the second time, it immediately bounces out of there. I could see you taking this trade because you think if it's still a range, you're going to be here. And these bars, I didn't have this in here, okay? So this wasn't a bad trade, but again, this one failed too. And when it failed, it originally, the day of failures, once it failed at this level as well, I was able to draw this trend line right in here, okay? Now, I wasn't keen on this setup, so I passed on this one. On this one, I took. And the reason I took is because of this element right there. Now, I thought at least we'd probably get down. I thought that if we get down to this level, I could tighten it up, which I did, to tighten up the stop. But then we had this other hesitation. It attempted to come back first time, second time, and there was another place to get in right here. So, and this one failed all the way to the bottom. Now, when you get down to this trade right to the bottom here, there's really no entry. It bounced off this bottom. I drew this line in afterwards, and there's really no support. Oh, sorry, I had an interruption there. When price bounced off this bottom, I was trying to look at where support could have been. I kind of looked at support over here from from yesterday. Maybe that was the bottom of the range. This is in the overnight, so I kind of had that idea. It might have been the bottom, but I wasn't 100% sure of that. I had drawn this channel in. I copied it. I dragged this one down here, but it didn't really respect it. It kind of here it hesitated. It blew through that, so I didn't really eliminate this. So I didn't really look at that as far as, as a consideration. But when price makes it down to this level, and I don't know if this is a double bottom, there was really it reversed out of here right away. And so what I was looking at, and I think I mentioned this, is that I looked at this area, this sell-off and this buyback is really not quite an issue because it went down here and bounced back right away. So what I did was I put in, I looked at this as, I discounted this area. But when price fell into this very tight range, there's a couple of potential couple of potential trades here. Now, I remember what I was talking about. The amount of time that this bar took to paint. No, that's right. Now let me just go back to that. From here, from when price made this high, is 11:03, and to this level, this is 11:44. So right here, we're talking almost 40 minutes of this stuff, like for printing these bars here. From here, 11:53, this next bar 53, to 12:07. Okay, these 3 bars here took really 12 minutes to paint, but particularly this one here is 12:01. This bar here is 12:07, 6 minutes. So you can see that lots more volume stepped in here on this bar just because of the time element. I mean, this from here to here took way longer. This took only a couple of minutes. Okay, now why is that significant? First of all, the magnitude. It covered this ground very quickly. These ones took a lot longer to complete, from here to here, for instance. And on top of that, I was thinking that this might be a measured move. So it finally kind of came down here. Now, yes, you could have argued the fact that this looks like it's this is a second entry long right here. This failed. This is a second entry long that failed. Of course, it's on a bear bar, so I wouldn't be advised to take that. I mean, it came up here and it kind of stalled. This is like overlap. Now, the reason I suggest take this trade right on this one is because this is a strong bear bar or a strong bull bar. It came up here very quickly, and then we had this other bull bar picked you up right up here, and as a result, it did hesitate here. We did have a couple pullbacks, but then it came out of here again, and I was looking for this measured move, and look what happened. It came right out of this area. It did have some hesitation here. You can make the argument that this was portion of the pullback, but it had some hesitation, and it did take off. Now, was this in play? Well, it looked like it was because of this. Let me just switch this. It looked like it was because of this area right here. It looked like it might have been in play. Anyway, after it peaked out at this level, I wasn't here for this. Oh, this is just a 1:17. Yeah, just after 1 o'clock. Peaked out here, and as you can see, this is a pretty decent reversal pattern. But I mean, you certainly could have traded this. I mean, there's exhaustion off of this. We're quite a ways away from the EMA. Price attempt to go up first time failed, second time immediately failure, going short here. This particular here right here is a second entry short. Price is a new low right here. First entry, second entry. So this is a second entry short. Right at the top of this channel, we've got these 2 failures. I mean, if the general trend, this is a trade that would have worked out quite well. I didn't trade this. I was finished for the day. But for those of you that did see this, I mean, follows the rules. There certainly does follow the rules. It's a double, it's a double top. It's a second entry short. It's ways away from the EMA. I mean, it really fires on all cylinders. I don't know about where well, yeah, certainly, yeah. If you extend the line from here, it's another big range. A couple of plateaus up, but this was certainly an opportunity to trade here. I mean, hope some of you got on that one because of it certainly worked out well for you. Anyway, it's the end of the day. It's Friday, and that's the end of it. These are the trades. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to. I'll post them. I mean, I've been trying to answer some questions of people. I thought it was a pretty decent day overall. This was a very good. This move here was a very good move. I mean, this was one if you get some of this, and this one was surprisingly a very good move. I mean, it was some movement. I mean, didn't get any of this one. I mean, this one caught me not sleeping. It just I missing. I was on this one. I was on this one right from here. I had a couple of trades in here that I had a break even one here. This one I got. No, not this. This one I got. This short here. This is the early morning thing. So anyway, that's it for today. Bye for now.